also regarding religious factors. You know, they might be from two different religions or two different states, countries, like their inclinations are totally different, and the same is for you also, you know, both of you, Pat and person J. And I'm also being shown, Pat, specifically for you, I'm being shown that you have to increase your self-worth and your, and somehow you have to see yourself in a new light. You know, I'm also being shown certain body image and certain weight issues. Again, I really want to be discreet, but this message came on so strongly that I had to actually say it. There are some body image issues with you, that you actually want to be some other person physically, but you're not. So if you want, you can work on those issues also. You know, I'm being shown that they are a part of your inner work, body image and weight issues, and I'm being shown that you have to develop self-love even besides those issues, you know. But if you want to work on these issues, you're most welcome to do that. And I'm being shown that body image, weight issues, and then I'm also being shown that you somehow feel less worthy, and you somehow feel you don't have that same love for yourself as you might have that love and kindness for somebody else, you know, in your life. So I'm being told that there are some issues of those kind, and they require inner work and shadow work. It's called inner work or shadow work, and you can actually take the help of some spiritual master or some teacher, or you can even do it on your own, you know. There are many resources available. If you cannot get paid help in that, you can always do things on your own. I always say this in these things in my videos. You don't need money for all these things, you know. If you have money, you can always take help, you know. But if you don't, there are always resources available where you can do your inner work and your shadow work and your dark side work. You can do that on your own, you know. But it's always good to take help from a master or a spiritual teacher, because they can have an objective point of view and they can channel for you. So I'm being shown that after that thing, after you can develop more self-love and more self-acceptance, Pat, everything on this journey with person J, who is you know, who is a twin flame, a confirmed twin flame of yours, it's going to end with a very bright, very nice outcome of a marriage, you know. You want engagement and marriage, but I'm telling you not to be attached to it, because eventually you are going to get it. And I'm seeing a period of 1 year where you'll go through this journey with person J, and eventually you will have a wedding with him, you know. I see a wedding with him. And then I specifically asked, because your question was that how to get over these obstacles which you are facing right now. What I got when I did this thing, that how you're going to get over these obstacles, I got that you have to be very flirtatious with him. You have to send those messages as I described before in the reading, and that will open a gateway for him to enter, and he will enter. And besides that, what you can do on your own is that you have to reverse your thoughts. I'm being shown that you have a lot of negative thoughts regarding this twin flame situation with person J, but you have to release those thoughts, you know. You have to replace those negative thoughts with positive thoughts of a happy home, a happy marriage with person J, and still not feel attached to that marriage, but think positively in a very dreamy state about that marriage happening, you know. So when you will reverse your negative thoughts and convert them into positive thoughts, and you will be directing your own thoughts, then you will create those conditions in the external world also. Whatever is inside you is going to be outside you, Pat. So, and how you can know if you're thinking a positive thought or not? Your emotion will be positive when you will think a positive thought, and when you will think a thought which is totally aligned with how God wants you to think, you will always feel a very positive feeling, you know. You will have a positive emotion, you will feel joy. That is how you can tell. If you wake up in the morning and you feel very grouchy and cranky, know that you are thinking a negative thought in your mind. Whenever you have a negative emotion of hatred, of greed, of jealousy, of anger, of sadness, know that it is coming from your mind, which is thinking a negative thought. As soon as you actually spot that negative thought, do something, distract yourself and do something which brings you joy, and soon you will see that your mind also starts becoming positive, and maybe by the evening you are again in a positive mode. And then that time when you are in a positive mode, think dreamily about the marriage, the engagement with person J, and it is going to happen, because I see it happening. I have channeled that thing, you know. So I have a wedding with him, you know, eventually. So, and then when I did the final deck, you know, for both of you, for the future specifically, I want to describe what I got. I actually see that there's going to be a lot of communication, written communication, and even like face-to-face conversations. And I see maybe other people will also be involved in those conversations, like, you know, other people, I mean that maybe family friends and maybe friends or common friends that you both think are your common friends, maybe they will also be involved in the conversations. But I specifically see a lot of written messages between you two. Now I don't know how you communicate, but I'm seeing a lot of written messages between you two, and I see that person J is going to take the step forward, you know, in, like I said, in 15-20 days your communication and your conversations are going to increase big time, you know. And that is how you're going to that is how, doing all that in 1 year, you know, you are going to have that wedding, you know. It's all going to be based on communication, messages, flirtation, you know, conversations face to face. So everything in your case, Pat, is related to how well you communicate with person J. That's the only thing you need to do, and how well you collaborate together, and how well you set up your dates, and how well you do that thing. And eventually, I'm seeing in a year's time, doing just these simple things, Pat, you're going to lead to, like, it's going to lead to a wedding between you two. And everything else that you are worried about, you know, any other person N, or any other person for that matter, is going to fall off just by your positive thinking, and just by your being able to create your own reality. You know, what is inside is outside. Just by that thing, Pat, you might be surprised, you might not believe me right now, but just by doing that, it's going to fall off. Everything which is undesired is going to fall off, and it's going to lead to Pat and person J's wedding. So in the final reading for the future, as I told you, I see a lot of communication. I see person J coming forward, and I see some kind of like medications also. This is like beyond the scope of this twin flame reading, but I see some medication involved. Either you are on some kind of medication, or he's on some kind of medication, or you both are. Or maybe you need some spiritual medicine, you know. This reading is telling me maybe both of you need some spiritual medicine and some form of healing, you know. That is what I'm being shown. And that the communication with groups, with yourself, you know, both of you together, and with other groups, and between each other, written communication and face-to-face communication, and then person J coming forward, and then you needing some sort of healing, both of you needing some sort of medication or healing, or you're already on some kind of like actual medication, you're going to some clinics or hospital. It could also mean that, you know, you are on some kind of pills or something. It could just mean that, or it could also mean spiritual medicine or healing that you're going to take from different spiritual healers, or, you know, you're going to take twin sessions or something like that. And I'm again being shown the commitment card, Pat. In my first deck also, I was shown the wedding card in a year. I'm being shown the engagement card, the commitment card again. So this was your reading for the future. And then I did a specific reading for person N, you know. What is person N's role right now with person J, you know, and with your twin flame journey, where does person N stand? So I'm being shown that person N is a karmic partner. Person N is a karmic partner, and she's here to just teach the lessons that person J needs to learn before your wedding happens with person J, because that is the divine plan. So person N is just a karmic partner, and she's going to fall off probably in, I'm being shown, like 2 to 3 months, you know, not more than that. In 2 to 3 months, person N is going to fall off. If you practice all the things that I've told you in this reading. And I'm being shown a commitment big time in both ways, engagement and a wedding. So right now, Pat, I've almost described all of my messages, and I will just go over the cards for you. So the first deck that I did, I was shown that there is some kind of a separation going on right now in 3D. I was shown that there are children involved. I was shown that you need a lot of flirtatious energy between both the twins. I was shown that there are going to be heart-to-heart conversations pretty soon. You have to stay optimistic about your love life. You have to let your friends help you. You have to let go of control issues. Then when I jumped on to what person J's role is, you know, in this particular twin journey, you know, where does person J stand at this time. So I was shown that he needs to release his exes. I was shown that he is focusing on finances and career, and I was shown that he has a lot of forgiving and learning to do. And then when I came back to your reading again, I was shown that there are some religious factors here at play. That Pat, you have to love yourself first. And look, after all this, after you practice all that I told you, you know, while I was doing this reading, there's going to be a wedding between Pat and person J. Definitely. You are confirmed twin flames, and you are going to your journey is going to lead to a wedding, you know, and I'm being shown 1 year. And then when I did what do you need to do, you know, to kind of, we were talking about this thing, that what do you need to do to win over, you know. So I was shown the flirtation card again, and I was shown the flirtation card again, the heart-to-heart conversation. So you have to do all both these things are going to lead you to the wedding, you know, Pat. This is a short answer for you, both these things. And then I was shown, I did other advice deck for you, you know, what you need to do even beyond the flirtation and the heart-to-heart conversations. When I reverse the thought, I reverse the condition. So you have to reverse your negative thoughts with positive thoughts. I have the ability to direct my thoughts. So you have to direct your thoughts, a very dreamy-like state. You have to think about your wedding with person J, and that will happen, you know, because your thoughts are thinking that. What is within is outside, you know. So my emotions are vibrational interpreters. So that, like I told you in the reading, that how you can tell if you're thinking a positive thought is by your emotions. If you're feeling good, that means you're thinking good, you know. And my greatest gift is to give my happiness. My greatest gift to the universe is to give my happiness. Absolute well-being is the basis of my universe. I am a vibrational being in a vibrational atmosphere. So you have to practice these cards. These were the advice cards. So the meanings are self-explanatory, Pat, and I explained the meanings in my reading beforehand. So then the final thing that I did for you, the future reading that I did with the Lenormand, I get the messages, the letters, the written communication which I was talking about. I get a lot of groups being involved in the communication also, like your friends or something. So communication in a written way. This is a letter, a paper that is being shown to you, and an envelope. This means like textual messages or something in today's day and age, because we don't write letters, you know. This is group communication. And then I see person J coming in, venturing in, coming forward. You know, you see a person on a horse and he's galloping. It's not just slowly coming inside, he's galloping inside, you know. And then I was being shown that there is some, maybe you're taking some pills or medications, or possibly in this scenario, in this twin flame reading, it means that you need spiritual medicine, you need to do inner work, you need to do healing, and both of you. And then I get the, look at this, the ring, the engagement. I get the engagement, and you won't believe it what I get after the ring card. The woman, the lady. So lady, Pat, you're going to get this engagement, you know, happening soon. And then you're going to even get the wedding with person J. So I go over these cards again, the communication in groups, person J coming forward, some sort of medication or healing required in this journey, engagement, ring, higher level of commitment, and the lady. So after the ring card, you know, we could have gotten some other card, but we got the lady. The lady is the one who's going to get this, who's going to get all this, you know. And then, Pat, I did a specific card, as I told you, for person N. And like I verified, she's a karmic partner. And she's going to stay for 2-3 months, and she's going to fall off if you practice all the vibrational and the energy techniques that I told you. And she is just a karmic partner, a soulmate. And both of you are twin flames, and I'm so happy to confirm this for you, and I'm so happy to do this reading for you. Again, all of my viewers, this was a private reading for my client Pat, and if you need any kind of personal assistance on your twin flame journey, or if you need a personal reading just like this, please don't hesitate to contact me and get the details about that. Thank you so much.